Alright guys, hope everyone's doing well. So I'm off out again, and after the kind of disastrous wild camp a fortnight ago, I've invested in a new air mat and I'm going to go out and do a late afternoon wild camp again. This time I'm heading up to the Border Ridge. I planned on climbing up to Windy Gyle first and then having a walk along the Border Ridge, but today kind of getting a little bit behind time, doing some DIY in the house and everything, and taking longer than I thought. So it's now about 5:30 on Saturday night, so I'm going to kind of split the difference and go up in between Windy Gyle and the King's Seat, and both which will be on the Trig Point Challenge for Nick and I when our injuries heal. So I've never been to the King's Seat before, or along that part of the Border Ridge, so fancy going up there to have a look. Plan being that if it's too windy on the top or along the Border Ridge, drop back down towards Davison Lynn Waterfall and pitch a tent in that area. At least I'm in the valley then, should be sheltered from the wind. However, I'm in the valley at the minute and there's barely a gentle breeze, so fingers crossed it's nice on the top. I think the forecast lows tonight less than 5 degrees, and it was just less than 5 degrees, and it's supposed to be a nice night, to be honest with you. I have invested in a new air mat, which I'll show you that a little bit later when I get set up. So yeah, fingers crossed an uneventful night this time and a comfortable night, so looking forward to it. So as I said, I was hoping to have a little bit more time on my last video to get out and scope the area out and everything, but I'm fairly confident that I can definitely pitch a tent on top of Windy Gyle, and hopefully I can on the King's Seat, but I know I can along Davison's Lynn area, so I've already seen this flat grassland and everything there, so that should be fine. So yeah, so I'm out with Maya and left Milo in the house today. Don't think he's going to be too happy about that, but I've got Maya out for her first wild camp, so hopefully it's uneventful and an interesting one. We'll do a bit more training with our goggles and everything and see how we get on. So just going to push on, get some miles in and bring us back in a bit. So yeah, oh, I should have cut my hair. It's quite thick on the back and sides of the yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna cut up mid-hill, have a look at the map and see which way I'm gonna go. Haven't even thought about which way I'm gonna come home tomorrow, so I think maybe later on after I get pitched up and I'm chilling out in the tent, I'll have a look at the map and see what happens. But depending on where I pitch the tent tonight, it'll depend on what happens tomorrow. So I might try and get a few miles in the morning, make the most of it if the weather's alright. I've not even checked the weather, to be honest with you. Normally I've checked the weather, wind direction, wind speed, sunrise, sunset. I checked the weather for today and it looks like it's nice, so just going with the flow of the day, I think. Dropping back into the valley towards Davison Lynn's a backup plan, which I don't think there'll be any issues there. If I've got to get off the tops because of the wind or anything, I can drop into the valley, that's fine. And I'm fairly comfortable and confident with walking in the Northumberland Cheviot Hills and everything, so, and I know the routes quite well. I've navigated in the dark a couple of times unsuspectedly, but done it. So even if I have to bail out in the middle of the night because the weather gets too bad, more than happy and comfortable doing that as well. Not that I want to do that, but I'm happy and comfortable in doing that. If I was maybe going to the Lake District, I would need to make sure the weather conditions were right before driving across there. Last thing I want to do was have to bail out of a wild camp somewhere and not know the area and try and navigate in the dark. So I'm a lot more comfortable in my home county. But some of the views even in the valley are absolutely stunning so far. I'll give you a quick look there. So I'm going to push on and have a look at the map and make a decision. So we'll crack on. So guys, I've been up and over Middle Hill, and now the hill I'm currently on top of is called the Middle. So I'm going to descend here, and you get to a kind of crisscross junction of different routes. So what I'm going to do is take a left-hand route and go around Hazy Law. Just run out of time. It's just such a beautiful evening, and we've all been out for a while, and this backpack tonight had a quick weigh before I left the house, and I'm sure off the top of my head it was nearly 18 kilo. And from my wild camp at Helvellyn with my cousin Richard, I'm knocked 2 kilo off, but then by the time I've put dog stuff in, so I've gained weight. It's just turned into a fantastic evening. I hope it's clear skies tonight, because I've got my tripod adapter for my phone, and I'm going to try and maybe try some nighttime photography as well. See how that pans out. Would be nice just to sit outside underneath the stars of it. I've got my down jacket as well, so that'll keep us warm if the temperature does drop enough. But it would be nice to sit outside in front of the stars and stargaze for a bit. So fingers crossed that it stays clear. It's well, I don't know what the further forecast is for tomorrow, so I'll have a look when I get set up later on. I'll get some phone signal and some data signal on the top. So yeah, that's Hazy Law there, and I think we're going to take the puppet right way around the side there, and that should take up the border ridge. And when I did Windy Gyle, the Fun in the Snow video, and Rich and I come out of the woods after spending hours in total darkness, climbing under trees, over trees with Maya, and eventually come to the road, to the exact spot I pointed out there where the roads crisscross, and actually follow the main road, say a main road like Farmer's Road, out of the valley back to where the car's parked, which is a possible route for tomorrow, which will bring us back out into the main valley, and then walk along the valley road back to the car. But depending on the weather in the morning, and depending on exactly where I camp, I might come up over Windy Gyle, or I might go over King's Heath, or try and get through to Davison's Lane and walk back that way, just to see if it's possible, just for future walks and things. So even in the morning I might have a bit explore, but we'll see. So it's 6:20. I think sunset is 10 to 9 tonight. So I'd like to get up on the top at least for sunset, see what that's like, and then pitch the tent. It shouldn't take us too long to pitch the tent. I've done it a couple of times now, and there's a fence that runs a borderline, so I can clip Maya to the fence if I can get a pitch near the fence. So I've just got that treat to try, so that'll keep her quiet and happy. So yeah, just gonna stop the waffle and push on some more, and hopefully see you on the border ridge. So that's what the border ridge, and signpost into Scotland Lane. We're on the Pennine Way, and that's when you go in the distance there. Someone must have been out and painted the trig point at King's Heath as well, because that looks like the trig point in the distance over there, bright white shining away there. With the Cheviot and Braden Crags in the background, head show up over there. Bloody Bush Edge is clear as anything as well. Still see the trig point on the top of there, and that's Cushat Law again behind that. Just absolutely fantastic views, and even the views into Scotland. just absolutely beautiful. The King's Seat doesn't look that far away, and it's just turned 7 o'clock. So I've got an hour and 50 minutes before sunset, so I can cover a few miles. So that breeze is picking up, but it's from the south. So what I might do is head across to the King's Seat, see what the views are like over there, and maybe the ground looks a bit rough and tough across there. But worst case scenario, I can come across to where the signpost is, just on the Scottish side there, and pitch the tent, or double back and shoot up to Windy Gyle. It shouldn't take as long, so I'm going to go right here on the Penning Weir and head towards King's Seat, because I've never been along this way before. It's nice to see they've carried some of the path on here as well. So really looking forward to it. It's just such a beautiful night. It's a shame I haven't got my drone. I've just checked the weather there. It's forecast cloudy now, and tonight cloudy. It is a bit hazy, and there's a lot of cloud in the distance, but it's clear where we are. There's a bit of breeze from the south. There's a bit of cloud in the south, so it might get cloudy later on. Average wind speed 9-10 mile an hour, gusts up to 22, 23. I would have thought my tent would be able to handle that. The first time I tried it out on the top of Headshot, it was definitely windy on that. So I don't know, at a glance, maybe it's about a mile from the King's Seat. So I'm going to stop waffling, put the camera away and pick the pace up. So guys, that's the King's Seat. I've never been to this trig point before, so normally I would jump the fence and hit the trig and everything, but since I've done the trig point challenge with Nick, I'm going to save that for then. So we'll both get that one at the same time, because there's a good handful I've done with my uncle when I was younger and on my own, just exploring. But that's a pretty good walk from where I leave car park. I've done 5.2 mile. Come on, Maya. So the ground's really tussocky around here, and I've had a quick look on the other side of the fence there, and there is some sheep. So I don't want to take the risk of having Maya being on that side of the fence. With the weather being so nice, I'm really wanting to get some height, and so Windy Gyle's the highest one around me at the moment, unless I obviously went up the Cheviot or went across the bloody bush edge. So Windy Gyle's the target tonight now, and try and get the tent pitched up behind the trig. There's a trig surrounded by a lot of rock. I'm going to get the tent pitched behind the trig. It should break the wind up a bit, and I'll get a view into Scotland for the sunset, which it's a hazy night, but hopefully get some nice colours on the sky. Hopefully get a time lapse. I was going to do a time lapse of the dog eating a treat tonight, but we'll see. She might see if I can get two birds with one stone. She might be able to get a treat, and I'll watch the sunset with a time lapse. So yeah, it's enough for me talking. Put the camera away, push on to Windy Gyle. So a mile to King's Seat, probably a mile to Windy Gyle, so I've got 2 miles to clock off. That's going to take us about 40-45 minutes. Takes us to after 8 o'clock. So hopefully I'll be able to set the camera up, get a time lapse, give Maya a treat while I'm putting the tent up. I just need to start leaving the house earlier so I can sit and get myself set up and chill out a bit. But there'll be plenty more time to chill tonight, I think, because even when the sun goes down, still got about 40 minutes of light, and then hopefully get some photos of the stars and stuff and unwind and decompress from the week of work. And so yeah, right, I'm going to crack on. Well, that's we made it to Windy Gyle, and these are the views. Just beautiful. You'll not be able to see us, but that's the King's Seat over there in the distance. So yeah, I'm not going to wrap it on too much. I'm just going to try and get the tent pitched around the other side of the trig point. just to break that wind up a bit to make for a more comfortable night. So the pitch I've found isn't the best. It's on a little bit of a slope, a little bit bumpy, but it doesn't matter. As long as I can get pitched tonight and the wind's broken up off the back of the tent, that's the main thing. So anyway, I've got a buffalo ear stick that's been sent from the Wandering Dog Company for Maya to try out tonight. She's physically tired, so this will help to mentally stimulate her while I get the tent set up and everything, and I don't have to worry about her too much. I'm going to tie her off to some rocks that I can tie her off to, just so she doesn't do a runner. And I'll try and set a time lapse up so you can see. I was going to try and get a time lapse of the sunset, but as you can tell, we're not going to get one tonight. The sun's breaking through the cloud in places, lighting up some of the hills, but I don't think the camera will catch that. So I'll set the camera up now, time lapse of Maya getting a chew, and see how she gets on with that while I get the tent up and get some tea on, because I'm absolutely starving. So, you want this, Maya? Ready? You want it? Nice. Good girl. Yeah, well, at least she's figured out where to start this time, unlike Milo. So yeah, I'm going to get the tent started, and I'll try and get a time lapse of my eating that while I'm getting me tent up. Well guys, that's the tent all set up and Maya's still going at it. Doesn't look like she's made much of a dent in it. Bless her, she's so physically tired, it looks like it's taken her more hard work than normal to get through it. So anyway, while she's doing that, that's the tent for tonight. And that's the views we've got over the Scottish border there. Absolutely stunning. Looks very dramatic. The skies over there, mind you, it looks like they may be getting rain. It's pretty dark, but in the distance there, it looks like could be Philip Lowe and everything, which I climbed with Richard in another video. But across to the Cheviot, which is over there somewhere. Absolutely stunning, bloody bush edge and everything. Absolutely fantastic. It's a lovely, lovely night. Wind's changed direction just a little bit, which is typical, but I've managed to get in behind the trig points just the other side there. So I've managed to get the tent pitched. That aside, the temperature's definitely dropped. It's only about 4 degrees now, so it's going to get down tonight, but which is good in a way. I get to test the new air mat. Did a little bit of research online, asked in a couple like UK hiking group, and there was another couple of groups I asked in. I can't remember the names off the top of my head. And it was kind of divided between Thermarest and Exped. Unfortunately, the Exped everyone recommended they don't make anymore. It's a new model. I couldn't find much information on it, so I went with a Thermarest. So I'm getting a Thermarest Neo. Typical, the battery died. So as I was saying, with Maya not being a resource guarder, I quite easily move her in front of the tent, and if I'm ready to get my head down, which I am pretty tired, so hopefully get some nighttime photography and everything to turn in for the night. Hopefully if she is still going with the treat, which looks likely, I'll be able to get her in the tent, no bother. So yeah, it's turned out to be another cracking treat. So thanks again to the Wandering Dog Company for sending this one to try, which is a buffalo ear stick. And I do think there's they sent with some paddy whack to try as well for the 3 dogs to try. So maybe you might already seen on their Facebook page some photographs of Mr. Maya and Milo trying the paddy whack. I am going to try and do some more small videos, but it'll probably just be for the Wandering Dog on their Facebook page and everything, which I'll put all the links to the description below. But yeah, another fantastic treat. Well over the moon with that. It's going to be a bit of a staple to bring camping with us now, I think. But just fantastic. But thank you very much again, really appreciate it. And it definitely, as I've said in the other video, makes my life a bit easier when I can concentrate on what I need to do and the dogs are busy. I do think even on some of the day hikes I might be able to cut one of them up into 3 pieces, and when Nick and I are stopping for something to eat, give them a small piece, which will keep them going while we'll have something to eat for a short amount of time, which will be long enough for it to get ourselves sorted. So guys, I don't know how well you can see us, but the last of the light's starting to fade now. It's 9:20 and Maya's still going with that treat. Doesn't look like she's put much of a dent in it at all, and she's really putting some effort in now. She would have normally been fed at 7 o'clock, so she didn't get that until 8:15. It's 9:20, so just over an hour there, and she's still really going at it. Anyway, I'm all fed and watered there. I've only got 500 mils of water left, which I didn't really think I'd use that much, so I've used 1.5 litre. Which is stopping for a drink for me and for Maya, and I brought extra super noodles with us tonight because I knew I'd be really hungry, so extra water there. There is a stream fairly close by, but with her eating our treat and everything, I don't want to take it off her and then go look for water and everything, so 500 mils should be enough for a cup of coffee for me in the morning, water for Maya in the morning. She's still got, I filled her bowl up with what was left from one bottle, so she's got enough water for tonight. So worst case scenario, I'll just have a cereal bar when I get up, make a cup of coffee because I can't function without coffee, and then head off to the stream and filter some water there, or just push on. It'll be cooler in the morning. Temperature's definitely dropped there. It's only a few degrees by the feels of it. It's not too bad with a shelter from the tent, and I've got my jacket and everything on. She's not fierce whatsoever, so yeah, it's turned into it's quite a lovely night. Still very dramatic over Scotland. Didn't get a sunset as such, unfortunately. There's a bit of cloud cover building to the west, but to the north and the east it still looks nice, so hopefully get a sunrise in the morning. I'm not going to do any more filming tonight, or not until later on anyway. I think by the time I get changed in the tent and get Maya for a little walk and whatever, so she can do what she needs to do, and I'll get in the tent and chill out for a bit, get out my boots and stuff and relax for a bit and have an early night. Well guys, hopefully you can see it's alright. I've had to turn my air mat around and pitch it to what I would normally call the foot end, just because of the bit of the slope I'm on, so it's not really ideal, but it'll do for tonight. Currently falling asleep sitting up, and she looks absolutely exhausted, bless her, so the treat's definitely done the job. She hasn't eaten it all, but she's lying on top of it at the minute, so I'm just assuming she thinks I'm going to eat it in the middle of the night. So yeah, chuffed to bits. Still probably about 3/4 of that treat left, and she's been on for about an hour and a half before she stopped to go for a little wander there. So chuffed to bits with that. Was going to do some nighttime photography, but the clouds rolled in, so it's not really, you can't really see anything. It is still clear towards the east, so I'm going to get up at 4:30ish to see if I can get the sunrise. Currently lying on the new air mat as well. I can feel the heat coming through the sleeping bag and through the mat. It's fantastic so far. But I'm going to wrap this video up for tonight, get myself settled in and everything, and see you in the morning. Morning guys, hope everyone's doing well. Well, that was a much better camp than a fortnight ago. What a difference that thermarest airbed makes. Absolutely fantastic. Even when I was a little bit chilly in the sleeping bag on the upper half of my body, which was pretty much against the liner in places, the bottom half of where I was lying was really warm, so I just wriggled around a bit and to get the heat. Temperature did drop quite low last night. I'm guessing about 3 degrees. It was chilly when I first got up this morning. I got up at 4:30 so I could watch the sunrise. I did take a time lapse there. If it worked, you've seen it. If not, you haven't seen it. So yeah, it's absolutely fantastic night. No rain or anything. The cloud cover disappeared. There was a little bit of cloud covered last night, and then got up this morning, it's all gone. But yeah, brilliant night. Beautiful sunrise as well this morning. Sky was a little bit hazy, but some fantastic colours. I've taken a few photographs as well, so hopefully they've come out all right, and I'll try and get them in somewhere. But now I'm still enjoying the sunrise, giving Maya a little bit more time for our breakfast and everything to digest before moving off. So I'm probably going to hang around for another half an hour or so, and then hit the road, start making tracks down back into the valley and see if we can get to the waterfall. So Maya's getting a bit restless now, so we're going to push off. Just about a good hour and a half to digest our breakfast, and it was mainly meat, so hopefully that digests a little bit quicker. Take a very slow walk back to where I want to try and cut to the forest and see if we can get down to the waterfall. So as always guys, leave no trace. This is where we were last night. As you can see, nothing left, and always double check just to make sure I haven't dropped any litter or any tent pegs left in the ground still. So yeah, happy with that. It's all looking good. So we're going to push off and hopefully get through the tree line where I seen yesterday and see if we can get to the waterfall that way. If not, just going to follow the road back to the car. So we'll see you in a bit. This is the route that Richard and I came in the snow. Gee Maya. And yeah, it's still devastated. It's still devastated by the looks of it. I'm going to see if I can get a bit closer. It looks like it's a lot easier to get through with no snow, but they haven't attempted to clear it, and it was a nightmare the last time. I don't fancy that this morning, so bye G. So what I want to do is backtrack, and there's a couple other routes to the road I want to get to. Just if they haven't cleared this one, I doubt they've cleared the one to the waterfall, which is a shame because I know the road's about 100 yards that way, but when we hit the road it was probably about a mile climbing through trees. At least this way, if I go back to where I think there's a route through, there's less of the road to walk if I can get to the road. So we'll push on, as I've got a bit of incline to go up, and I'm feeling the burn already this morning, so we'll see you in a bit. So as I was just mentioning there, the route I took with Richard was an absolute nightmare, and there was a lot of fallen trees, and I haven't really fallen there, but when I was looking at those maps there was some large fire breaks in the area, and as I was coming out there and I was going to take some different tracks, this large fire break looks like it's that big on Google Earth and OS Maps on the aerial view. Even if the trees fell, I could get through. Now this here looks like it's been a route, but you can't get through there. So kind of committed myself and Maya to going this way. There does seem to be a few little beginnings of some streams starting to form, but some of them look too straight to be natural. Look like they've been man-made at some point. Maybe it's when they've either harvested the forest land before, or the last time it was planted. Oh, there's a deer just there. It's funny, isn't it? You're just so close to her, and she was just standing in the heather there, but because of the way the land's shaped, didn't even know she was there till the last second when she lifted her head, which it blends in so well. I don't know if you can get, if I got that on camera, if I can't zoom on this GoPro, so, but it's nice to see the wildlife, especially this time of the morning. I'm hoping to see some more. Normally I see some more down by the waterfall, so I'm going to keep making my way through here. But it's very tussocky, uneven, deep heather. with grooves in the land, so it's hard work, to say the least. Up, and I'm down. Man down. Right, I'm going to put this away for now, before I break a leg or something. But that's head down here, and hopefully that brings me to the top of the waterfall, or close to the top of the waterfall. So it looks a bit clarky down there, but what's a little bit of venture, eh? So it looks like that's impassable as well. It does look like there'll be maybe there's another gap up there, but I'm going to have a look down here because there's a way marker just here. So I'm going to have a look at this way mark because I've never been this way before. Just hopefully this part's not destroyed as well. Come on, Maya. Oh, nightmare. Well, it looks like this is where the motorbike turned round. That's the trees there. There's a couple of broken branches, so we'll have a look. See if I can get to on foot or make a route through. I'll check the map as well to see if we're close to the water. No, we're not going to get through that. What a shame. So from where I've just been there and the trail ended, I wasn't going to push through the trees. Kind of seen what looked like an animal track. So I took a sharp left, made my way through some of the fallen trees and everything, which was pretty straightforward to be honest with you, for even some of my size, to the stream, which will be on the map. And there's loads of little animal trails following the stream. It's quite a deep drop to the stream, but might have to drop my backside to get down one of the hills here. But the animals have been using this trail, so I'm going to try and drop on my backside, slide down to the stream, or make my way around a bit more, take my time to get down to the stream, and then make my way down here. Just follow that, and then it looks like on the map and everything it opens up. So time for an adventure. We're going to have a little explore down here, so I'll put the camera away for now. I'm going to have to concentrate as much as I can to get down there. And at least there's running water there and I can get down to the bottom, so even if it doesn't get me back to where I want to be, I'll get water. So, right, time to push on. Maya's all watered up there, and that's the water filtered, so hopefully you get to see this video. Helps if I put the bottle top on right, like. Well, that tastes absolutely fantastic, that. Whether it's just because I'm really thirsty or... yeah, it tastes great. Oh, well, I'm going to push on, check the map. It looks like I've picked up where the trail ended because of the fallen trees. It looks like I'm just to the left of the trail the way I've come down the stream. The trail actually looks like it's just behind us there, just up here. I follow this wood line, and Davidson's Lynn's actually, this joins into the stream which goes up to Davidson's Lynn, so I think that's Bloody Bush Edge just up in the distance there. So I'm just going to head back this way, and I'll bring us back in a bit. I don't know how well you can see this, but just down there is a lovely little waterfall. I've taken a photograph. I'll put a photograph in so I can zoom in on my phone. But that's where I've come down the side of there and followed the water and back onto the trail. Unfortunately, it's like that again. So I'm going to try and make my way around the side of the woodland. The stream, that's right in the distance there. I don't know how well you can see it, just up there. That's Davidson's Lynn waterfall. And normally, this tree line, on the other route to Davidson's Lynn, you come through this tree line. And that tree line's actually alright. So this is a different route I've never walked before to get back to the car. So a nice little adventure. So what I'll do is I'll end the film in here just in case it dies suddenly. But what can I say? Fantastic afternoon, fantastic night, and an absolutely fantastic morning as well. A little bit of skirting around woodland and fighting your way through, but that's what adventure's all about, I guess. Just going to make my way back. Follow the stream now, back to the farm that's on the road, which I know is definitely clear. as the woodland's quite away from it, and walk back to where I went up to Hazy Law yesterday on the route in, and climb over Mid Hill or Middle Hill to get back to the car. So I'm probably about an hour and a half's walk back to the car, and there's not much really to film on the way back. Maybe they'll clear the trails, I don't know. They must know about the trails are all collapsing trees because they've cleared the road, just not the rights of way for people to walk. But if they don't clear them, I'm guessing it'll be quite a few years time now before they get some machinery in and either clean up the dead trees and use them, or when they harvest the rest of the woodland. Maya's enjoyed her treat, so another shout out to the Wandering Dog for sending that for Maya, and fingers crossed you've enjoyed it. I don't know how good the video is going to be, how long it's going to be. It might be a bit longer. I'm trying to keep the videos down to about 20 minutes. Just sometimes there's just so much I want to try and pack in. So we'll see. I might start splitting videos, part 1, part 2, but we'll see how we'll get on. This might be an alright length. So yeah, as always, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.